I am, Mike, this is your summer house that you're letting me use, your beach house. I appreciate it.
I'm glad you're there, though, wherever that is. Welcome to PTI. Tony's in Turkey for his hair transplant. What can I tell you? So I'm joined by our great friend from the starting lineup on Sirius XM, Mr. Frank Isola. Wow. Yeah. He's in love, he is. I'm just saying. Let's start with LeBron's indecision. Just days after Adam Silver said he'd like LeBron to make his decision so the NBA can get on with its scheduling, his agent, Rich Paul, said on the podcast last night, quote, "We're not going to be rushed," close quote. Paul said the wait is not a deliberate attempt to generate attention. I believe that, Frank. Do you?
Come on. There's a little bit. LeBron loves the attention. Rich Paul, he said he's not in a rush. No one's going to rush him. We're not arguing that. He also said it's LeBron's choice. No one's arguing that. I think we all just want it to be over with, and we're asking, what is the delay? Is he waiting for money to get freed up maybe by a team like Cleveland? Is he waiting for a deal to happen? Maybe Anthony Davis. Maybe he's got something cooked up with his buddy Draymond Green. It's interesting that it's dragged on for this long already, and we really don't have any indication. It sounds like there's 4 finalists, right? Golden State, Philadelphia, Cleveland, and Miami. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. I still think it's going to be Golden State, but it's gone on way too long. And you cannot sit here and tell me LeBron's lived this life forever, Mike. He loves the attention. There's nothing wrong with it.
There isn't.
The attention.
And that's why everybody needs to shut the hell up about how long it's lasting. What do you got to do? You got nothing. You got July and August in front of you with no sports news, just like me. And let me just say this, Frank. I'm tired of this thing. What is he waiting on? He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's going to do. How about that? No, because I actually had a decision like this in my life. In the prime of my career, I was LeBron's age. Was it to go to the Chicago Tribune and move back home, or stay in Washington at the Washington Post and do what eventually resulted in this? I didn't know. And I can promise you it took me longer than the 2 or 3 weeks you all are whining about. Even Kornheiser used to call me every morning. What are you doing? I'm taking my damn time. I'm figuring out it's my life. He's got a daughter. He's got a wife. He's got a home. So take your time, LeBron. What? So what? What is it that you need? If I was LeBron, I'd call up Adam Silver. And I'd say if I decide on the eve of Halloween, you'll take the decision and like it, shut up. The whining across America about LeBron's decision is really making me angry.
Mike, the guy's whole life has been planned out. You honestly are going to sit here. He knew he probably wasn't going to be back with the Lakers for months. You really don't think that he knows what his next move is?
Not this one. This is the hardest. In some ways, it's only 2 years, Frank, maybe. This is the hardest one. And so we got it. You see him with his daughter walking around. His sons are already gone. But I know how that feels. You know how that feels. He's got to make a decision that's bigger than him. That was not the case. We're going to win 5, 6, 7. It wasn't. So now LeBron's got this thing. He's got other interests. He's got golf. Stephen A. doesn't know what a golf ball is, so he can't address it, even though he says stuff like, well, the golf doesn't matter. Stephen A. wouldn't know golf from a hockey puck. And so there are decisions that LeBron has that are in front of him. And if he wants to take till Halloween, I'm with him. Good.
At that sports convention that they had in New York last week, the one where you charged about $900 for a picture, he had 4 appearances. And a couple of those were his podcasts. And he didn't say anything. Mike, believe me, he knows where he's going. And you knew where you were going to.
No.
We're not going that case. All right, let's move to baseball. 2 teams on the rise. The Red Sox beat the Orioles last night for their 14th straight win, the team's 2nd longest in history. That's a pretty long history. And the Brewers beat the Mets to pass the Dodgers as the team with the best record in baseball. What's the bigger deal, Mike?
Not close. The Brewers. The Brewers are supposed to be in a rebuilding year, yes. The Brewers were looked at as a team that was sort of starting over. They got some great building blocks. They still got Yelich. They got the Miz. If you have an ace like the Miz, you can be in it. I realize that. And they, by the way, I thought they protected him pretty well last night. You don't have to go 7. You don't have to. It's nice for those of us who like starting pitching, even though we hate cheeseheads, to see the Miz doing what he's doing. I don't know how long you can continue 104 miles an hour. I don't. And I don't wish, why do I not wish him ill? I wish him nothing but health, even though he's a rival of my team. The Dodgers spend $200 billion. The Brewers do not. I'm not going to say the Brewers are Billy Bean's Moneyball because I don't necessarily believe that. The Brewers are terrific every year. They win 90 or more every damn year.
Yeah.
For the Brewers to eclipse the Dodgers, I know it's temporary. We got a long way to go. That is the most important development in baseball last night.
And it's still hard to believe when you think about the Brewers. The last time they were in the World Series was 1982. And back then, of course, they were in the American League. It's been a long time. But come on, Mike. It's the Red Sox.
No.
And last night, with Caleb Duran, the 5'7" infielder, he's hitting a home run over the Green Monster. 2 outs, game tied. beating the Orioles, who, by the way, came in with a 7-game winning streak.
So?
Orioles.
State.
No, they had won 7 in a row, though. It was a big deal. And Wilson Contreras, after the game, talked about the emotion in the stadium. He compared it to the World Baseball Classic when he was on Venezuela and they won. So good things are happening in Boston. I still think Scott being there for the World Cup. There's a couple of good vibes from the Tartan Army. But here's a couple of stats for you. What do you think about this? The last time the Red Sox won 15 games in a row was 80 years ago. Ted Williams was on the team.
It's a great season, great stretch they're having, no doubt. But it ain't the Brewers. They in first place, or the Brewers in first place? In the whole damn league, the Brewers.
But think about this now. Since 1961, there have been 7 streaks of 15 or more wins. That's not a lot.
Don't give me
What do you mean stop?
Let me give you a number.
Big deal.
First damn place. You like that number? Huh?
One day.
Okay,
but one
ahead
day could
of
change
the
by
Dodgers.
at the end of the week.
The Dodgers who spent all the money, who everybody says is going to be a three-peat, ahead of the Dodgers. Don't give me the 19th team to have eaten orange slices and then have a winning streak of 6 or more.
7 streak of 15 or more in the last since 1961. It's an impressive stat.
We're in our second day of World Cup withdrawal. Frank and me. MLS is running a really smart promo campaign that boasts, we'll take it from here. Which raises the question, Frank, what opportunities has this World Cup opened up in this market, our market? And how can MLS truly take it from here?
All right, so let's think about it. The last time the World Cup was here in 1994, the MLS inaugural season didn't happen until 1996. So you still waited 2 years.
Right.
Now you're starting up with a league that's been in place for 32 years, and Lionel Messi plays for one of the teams. Arguably the greatest player of all time, still one of the best players in the world, had a great World Cup, not a great final game, I'll give you that. I think the biggest thing, though, for the MLS, if you think about Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, great American players, they play in Italy. Chris Richards, Tyler Adams, terrific American players, they play in England. The kid Balogun, who, with the red card, he plays for Monaco. So, Mike, I'll give you a basketball analogy to this. Pau Gasol grows up in Spain, and Spain has a great professional basketball league.
Right.
His dream, though, is to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic played in Spain. His dream. Mike, American kids grow up wanting to play in Europe.
I know.
So it may take a couple more decades until those players say, where I want to be is for the LA Galaxy, or for the Red Bulls. But a big part of it's going to be, are the owners willing to spend the money? Because if you want to bring the big players and compete, you got to spend.
So starting, as soon as that promo went on Sunday night, and it's just brilliantly done, my first question is, okay, then take it from here, damn it. Then let's do it.
Yeah.
But I realize, frankly, it still comes back to money. They can't just create more national broadcast money. And that's what we're talking about. Not local markets. And I realize some, different local markets are richer than others. New York, LA, obviously. But Frank, so what I start wondering is, not just those American stars you mentioned, but in the case of Jude, in the case of Holland, these guys are young and they are in the prime of their careers. They're just entering yet. And they're so charismatic. Lamine Yamal, we can't even talk about, he's 19. Can you get those kids interested in playing in the United States? And what works against us right now is we can still see them. We can wake up on Saturday and Sunday morning and turn on our TVs here and see them. And it doesn't matter that they play for MLS. Can MLS dent that? Is that reasonable?
I think it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
And to your point, Paul Tenorio in The Athletic really had a good article about it today. And when you think about those television deals for La Liga, there's basically 3 teams that everybody wants to watch. It's Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. In England, there's about 6 or 7 teams. Our American sports culture is we want parity.
Well,
the last 8
maybe
champions,
some owners might not want parity, though. Suppose it's a couple, Frank. They doesn't be wild card Jerry Jones like, 1989 version dudes, right?
The Dodgers don't want it. That's for sure. They don't want parity.
Let's take a break. But coming up, Cal Raleigh makes the Reds pay for wanting to face him. What's the word for Cincinnati's decision?
And Trey Turner combines 2 homers with 4 misplays. How best to describe his night?
So you think 2 decades, you think 20 more years, huh? I think it's going to be a while, Frank. I'm with you. I would love to see it. The momentum is so in place for some time to trade words with Frank. What's first?
The Reds walking the bases loaded to face Cal Raleigh last night was blank.
All right, Frank, we got to pay attention here. 7th inning, Reds are down 3-0. And they get to the place where they got to have an intentional walk to set up the potential double play. But it's got to come from Cal Raleigh. First pitch to Cal Raleigh, Frank. Granny, get out of here. He's been hitting like 045. I'm exaggerating slightly. He's hitting like 10 home runs this season. What's the word for that? Mine is strategery. Yes, Terry Francona is going to say, you know what? We'll always play the percentages. We hire people now and pay them $1 trillion to help us play the percentages. Strategic.
All right, since I want to make you angry because your pool is dirty behind me, and you got me upset in the first block. I'm going to go with the word that you hate.
What?
Analytically sound. Analytically sound. So think about this. A year ago, Cal Raleigh had 38 home runs. He was almost a year to the day, and he was coming off winning the home run derby, right? It's a huge story in baseball. You mentioned the 10 home runs. He's only hit 2 since mid-June. He's batting 163, and the batter ahead of him, here you had, after him, Dominic Canzone had a 993 OPS against lefties. He's a lefty. Terry Francona was playing the percentages. I think he did the right thing by walking Canzone to pitch to Raleigh.
Right thing. How'd that work out? Bang. I mean,
doesn't always work out.
That's a real dilemma. That should have been one of our words. Should have been dilemma, because that's a baseball 150-year-old dilemma. What's next?
Trey Turner's night was blank.
Trey Turner had the up and down nights of all up and down nights. I mean, he has a misplay, then a double. Then he goes home run, then he goes misplay again, home run, misplay. And after each misplay, of course, in Philly, they're booing his brains out and then cheering wildly.